Hi friends, it's Miss King. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about the history of the term spirit animal. So it came to my attention that our get to know you question, what is your spirit animal, was actually taken out of context, as in we were using this term incorrectly. What I really meant was that what animal represents some aspect of your personality. Now, in actuality, the term spirit animal comes most directly from Native American religious tradition. And I knew that there was some roots within the Native American religious tradition, but I didn't realize that basically this idea came solely from their religious tradition. And it's turned into, like it says here in this subtitle, into an internet irony. So I wanted to kind of explain, one, the original Native American religious tradition, how they use this term spirit animal, just a little bit. I mean, obviously I'm not an expert. And then also tell you a little bit about how we got here. How did the Native American religious tradition turn into an internet irony? So I'm going to scroll down a little bit to the history. So right down here. So above, we've just talked about, the author goes through kind of how on the internet people use celebrities or even inanimate objects and say that, like, ironically, that these are their spirit animal. So now we're going to jump into, where did this come from? So the concept of the spirit animal comes most directly from Native American spirituality. Okay, so this is a little paragraph over here. In that tradition, there are variations across tribes and cultures. So different tribes within the Native American community use this term in this tradition differently. So this is not the end all be all. This is just like a flyover on just generally how do a lot of different communities use this term. So basically, it could also be known as the totem animal. It generally takes the form of a single animal with which a person or a clan shares a certain set of characteristics. So we see some reflection of your personality, but not all tribes do this. So I was reading about one tradition is that in a time of great need, so if you're in a time of crisis, and for example, if you need to be brave, then perhaps a spirit animal that represents or has the characteristics of bravery might visit you and, like it says here, guide you and protect you through this hard season in your life. And then some believe that in death, the human spirits are absorbed by the animal, so they're chosen animal. So I thought that was very different than the way that we were using this term. So I wanted to, again, right that wrong and explain kind of the actual history here. So let's talk about why this became internet irony. So one of the first examples, if I scroll down just a little bit, one of the first examples that they found of someone using the term spirit animal ironically was in 2006, so August of 2006. Someone on Reddit mentioned that Samuel L. Jackson was their spirit animal. And then directly after that, October 2006, not directly after that, I guess a little bit over a year later, someone, a blogger from this recording, asserted that basically they said that a fictional character from the show Mad Men, was their spirit animal. So they claimed this fictional character, Peggy Olson, was their spirit animal. So basically, Samuel L. Jackson may have been the first of the internet's spirit animals. So this was like the first misuse of the term. And so I thought that was quite fascinating, that because of internet culture, we've been able to take something out of context and then change it. So I didn't want to be a part of that appropriation of this culture, because I think this history is beautiful, and I don't want to misuse it, and I don't want to change its deep and beautiful meaning. So that being said, I can get us some more resources if you are interested in learning more about the history of the spirit animal, but I just wanted to explain to you guys, again, the history is different than the way that I was using it. So I own up to the way that I phrased the question was not okay. That being said, next time around, we're going to call this, tell me about an animal that represents some aspect of your personality. Thanks guys for listening. I hope to see you guys later.